what are you working on today?
Well, I'm working on connectors for the masks that residents are making to donate to the different medical supply places. And this is called a connector that will fit behind your head or behind your neck, and so the elastic doesn't have to irritate the back of your ears.
So do you have time to kind of go over how to make these straps?
I can do that. It's very simple, and it only takes about 5 minutes or 10 minutes once you get started doing it.
Okay,
so
well, let's
you start out with just making a slip knot on your yarn on your hook,
okay,
and then you make a chain, and a chain is just loop over and pull it through that little slip knot, and then do it again and do it again until you have 20 stitches or chains on the hook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you get to 20, then you start going back. So once you have 20 stitches on or chains, then you go to what's called a half double crochet, which is the yarn over, go to your third chain on off the hook from the hook, yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, and pull that piece of yarn through all the 3 stitches, and that's called a half double crochet.
Okay.
And then you continue on through the whole chain until you come to the end of the chain. And
you said this was every 3 stitches?
Every stitch.
Every
After
stitch.
you start with the third, and then you go on in every stitch until you come to the very last stitch.
Okay.
And like I said, it's called a half double crochet.
Okay.
Okay, when you come to the end of that first row, as we call it, you go to the very last stitch, which is this very last stitch here. You do the half double again, but you do 3 of them in the 1 stitch. So this would be 1, and then 2, and then 3. And we do that because we're turning the corner, and we're going to continue down this side, the opposite side of the foundation chain is what we call it.
Okay.
So now we're going to go down the opposite side of the foundation chain, and we've got this tail here that I just hold on to this tail and incorporate it in the next stitches. But we're also doing the half double crochet, so we go yarn over and go into the first hole, I call it. It's not actually a stitch, and then do the half double again, and then the next stitch down until you get to the end, and you're incorporating that tail, then you don't have to tuck it in later.
Looks very nice.
Yeah. So now we're at the very end of the second row, or the turning, however we turn the strap. And then we go into the last hole again and do 3 stitches, 3 half double crochets in that end hole. Do 3, and then we're kind of going around the corner again, and then we will do what we call a slip stitch into the first stitch on the top, and a slip stitch is just yarn over, no, not yarn over, I'm sorry, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull it through, and then pull it through that stitch that's on there, and that kind of locks the yarn in place. And I usually go into 2 of those and do a slip stitch, and then it just locks it in place, and then we cut it, and I think I brought scissors. Ooh.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you just cut the yarn, pull the excess out, and then that locks the yarn in place, and then you just tuck in the tails, and you weave it in and out. I have a yarn needle, and then I just weave in the tails in and out until we have the strap, and then it looks like this.
So that's your finished strap.
And this is the finished strap or connector with the button sewn on.
So can you show us how you put the strap, or show us the finished product with the strap on the mask?
Hopefully you can see this because I did it in black, but this is the mask with the, got it?
Okay.
With the hair ties around the mask, and I have several masks like this, and then you just undo it.
Oh, wow. Perfect. So that's hair ties, and then the buttons go around the hair ties.
Right.
That is awesome.
And then that saves your ears from being irritated. And like with me, I wear hearing aids and glasses, so you've got all these things laying on the back of your ears, so this way it doesn't.
Oh, I see. Thank you.